Alright guys, so we've got round of 8 in the AoE All-Stars Qualifier number 4 between DivineDFP and KingSilver20. So, DivineDFP picking English and KingSilver picking the Rus. And I believe we're here on Dry Arabia. So the Rus player starting out with the second scout out of the town centre straight away. And we've got a second scout to start with here for the English player as well, who's gathering very little food to start with here. He's going for wood, for gold, and is going to pretty much start out with the mill eco. Really only rely on getting a couple of sheep, because I mean it's all you really need. This is going to be quite a clean and fast H2 from him. Now the Rus player probably wanting to get a third scout, which does slow him down a little in this age up race. But in saying that, the hunting cabin's pretty much going to pay for all the gold requirement that you need, as well as all your bounty out on the map that you're going to get for killing wolves, killing deer, and bringing your sheep home. Meanwhile, this English player going to have a much easier time getting those farms out, because I think they're actually half price. And on top of that, your harvest rate is improved depending on your age. So it's a Civ with the bullshit gold economy versus the Civ with the bullshit food economy, facing off here in this best of 1 round of 8. How much gold's that doing? 17, so it's not the best, not the worst. But DFP going to be able to get quite a few wolves down, especially considering I think KingSilver's only gone for 2 rather than 3 scouts. So normally in smaller maps without the Rus, players don't build any extra scouts, and in larger ones they might build a second scout. But the Rus players, and when people are playing against the Rus, you always want to build at least 2, well, at least 1 extra scout to go with your first. And generally the consensus, I think, is to even just build a third scout as the Rus. Well, everyone playing into them, regardless of the map size, will always build 2. Even though if it was a small map where they'd normally only get 1, if it's the Rus, you're going to get 2, just in case. Probably should swap this to KingSilver so I can actually see if he's getting gold with the kills. Because no doubt DFP's going to be trying to steal some of them off him, like he did just there. And especially if you can do that, that's 10 gold you're preventing your opponent from getting at this stage of the game, which is pretty big because, as you can see, KingSilver's only at 140 gold. Like, he could be over 200 band. Oh, actually, no, sorry, he's already got the golden gate. I was going to say, shit, he's miles behind. No, there we go, he's got the golden gate. But even still, you could probably have another 50 gold by now. In fact, if you went for a third scout, really, you probably could have had it pay for itself. Because, I mean, if you get a couple of wolves and a handful of sheep, then it's pretty much paid for. And you are going to get better coverage on the deer generally. But look at these hunts. Quite nice spawns for both our players, although these ones for Divine are a little bit further away, while this one's nice behind Silver's base. This one, well, it's also a bit of a hard sell. So Golden Gate coming in hot. Oh, Divine sitting in age 1, and now gonna go with the Castle Hall. Only 3 builders, so it's gonna take a little while, but it is gonna mean he's gonna gather a shitload behind this. So Golden Gate finishing up. Let's see what King Silver's going to transfer. If he is. So he's going to go for the stables to start with. Hasn't actually popped his Golden Gate yet. So Scout v Scout. Ooh, it is going to fall. It's a nice pick off there from King Silver against DivineDFP. And now he hasn't actually transferred any resources around there. He's already on gold too, so he is looking to go for knights early on. Very costly, but at the same time it can be a bit like the French, where if you can field them early, you can just outright snowball from there with such a heavy Age 2 unit, which none of the other civs have really got an answer for. Other than, I suppose, English have Man-at-Arms, and HRE also have Man-at-Arms. There's going to be the outpost going down for DivineDFP. It's been quite a slow start from him, but this way he's very, very safe. Like, look at this. He's got, what's that, 8 farmers already that are under the TC. They go up to 10. It's very nice stuff for him. So King Silver just parking a knight there, looking to get some more. And he's going to try and go for the boar, perhaps. He's bringing 8 vills up, and he's got a scout heading across, I'd say so. And so we got stables and range now for King Silver. He's definitely set up to get that boar. Very aggressive boar, in a sense. He's a little bit further away than DFP is from it. I mean, there is one over here, but same sort of deal. It's probably a little bit closer to DFP. Probably even more so. It's just so out of the way for King Silver. Like, this is heaps of walking time to get to this. He's going to go on it now. Go melee stance, because you're going to deal more damage. He's going to pick it off. Gets his 75 gold. Meanwhile, he's just stacking up units, but DFP has seen them. Cabin quickly getting smashed out. No units yet from the Council Hall yet for DFP. He's already going for the King's Palace. He's managed to squeeze this in really quickly. Really nice, tidy, fast Age 3. We're in the 8 minutes in the game. And he's going to be able to answer knights with knights. So he's stacking up 5 vills in the outpost straight away. Just garrisoning what he needs to. Doesn't want to lose too many vills. But this is not bad for him, because he's having to garrison with relative ease and get some good damage on Silver's knights. So even though he's being denied gathering here, he's not really losing anything, and he's actually getting some high value units. For this early in the game, knights are extremely expensive. So DFP gonna be able to cram out this King's Palace extremely fast. Still get it within the 10-minute mark. So he's gone fast Age 3 and fast TC in one, which is the beauty of this English build. And similar ones where you're basically not worrying about any production, or very limited production, before you go for the King's Palace. And now he can get his own knights, and they'll be up against early knights, so pretty sure his own knights can actually beat the early knights of the Rus and the French players without their upgrades. Isn't that the idea? You get an age earlier, but it's actually weaker because it's an age earlier. Yeah, so the knight versus the early knight, 4 damage and 40 health advantage. So all DFP really needs to do is just produce knights. If he really feels he needs to maybe get crossbows from here, and he's definitely got a bit of an advantage over KingSilver, who's now got to both go to age 3 and take a second town center to respond. So yeah, now the Rus player is caught up in terms of the Vil production, but now he's got to catch up in terms of tech. I mean, in the meantime, I guess he does have the map control, but he is going to need to deny any form of gathering outside the base. Like once this gold mine runs out, I mean, there's another 2,000 gold there for DFP, and he's going to wall up this rear side of his base. He's eventually going to need to try and get on this gold mine. So KingSilver needs to try and probably push now while DFP doesn't really have enough units to actually answer him. Because once he actually does get a critical mass of the knights, with that damage bonus over the knights of KingSilver's, it's going to be very easy for him to take fights. And the fact that he's probably stabilized on a 2TC economy quite a little bit quicker here, like KingSilver. Well, sorry, DFP's got 44 Vils to 43 for KingSilver. He's done a good job at keeping up on that front, and he did kill a couple, I suppose. Ooh, but now DFP's going to return the favor and kill a couple of Vils. Oh, is he going to get any? No, I don't think he got any there. He does deny a little bit of gathering time. So KingSilver not wanting to eject the Vils just yet. There we go. So DFP can look at going in again, and this time there's a lot of low Vils, and this time he's going to get a couple of these low Vils. Just waiting for another couple more knights. And this way he does also put some good pressure on the relic. I suppose there's no age 3 yet for the Rus player. This cabin is going to fall once this tower does. I wonder if DFP is going to micro his knights here. He's sending more knights behind this. Has he got 3 stables in production now? And a blacksmith. So now the knights probably just focus the Vils. The Vil just splitting up there by KingSilver, but it's not quite enough. Oh, he does manage to save one of them. It's an impressive villager split there. But I think DFP is going to be fine to take that tower without problem. And now Abbey of the Trinity. So now the Rus player is really caught up in terms of tech and production with the English player. But it's going to cost a little bit of gathering time for the Rus player, who in the meantime needs to try and get these walls up if he can. Ooh. They're going to fall, but Silver does hit Castle. So, I mean, he can get his knights upgraded to standard from early, and can add in some upgraded spearmen and add in some crossbowmen, but these bowmen that are out in the field, not really going to be of a lot of value here DFP with his heavy melee is going to be able to walk straight over the top of them. So waiting for some upgraded knights and waiting for some upgraded spears and some crossbowmen. KingSilver's got to hold off long enough for this town center to not... I mean, hold off long enough to mass up the units, but go on before this town center falls. These guys are just going to get eaten up by these knights. Ooh, and some distance gathering here. On top of that, Silver really needs to probably try and get some gold for crossbows. Get these production facilities down a little bit faster. DFP going to be able to pick off the town center. And Silver's back to 1. Not going to be as easy to take this other town center considering how many buildings are around it and all the military productions here, but now KingSilver's in a bit of trouble because there's nothing to really shepherd off the units of DivineDFP, and now everything's going to get murdered as soon as it pops out of the production facilities, and there's still veteran spears coming in now, but there's no crossbowmen, there's no knights left. And the fortress, little wooden fortress, a little bit late. There was never one placed down here, so the wooden fortress actually lets you get bonus wood gathering from any lumber camp and town center nearby. 20%, it's pretty big actually, so it pays for itself quite quickly. But DFP just wreaking havoc in Silver's base at the moment, forcing all these villagers to garrison. There's 36 vills of Silver right now, not doing anything, and this is really hurting his economy at this point. And DFP pulling out of the base for now. He doesn't want to lose his squadron of knights, but he does want to whittle away at his enemy. He's already taken out one town center, so if he can get one of these outer-lying fortresses, he can pick off villages inside, and he can pick off this hunting cabin here. It's not really generating any gold, but it was a nice food gathering spot for his opponent. But he's thinking, oh, stuff it, make another charge for the villagers and see what I can get. And all Silver's not watching, so he's not garrisoned. GG. Well played. KingSilver taps out, and so DivineDFP qualifies, but then also goes through to play in the round of 4 and onwards.